The movie's main character was a 15-year-old girl named Veronica. In the year 1991, she lived in Madrid with her mother and siblings. His father died a long time ago. Her mother used to work day and night in a club to run her house. Veronica had to take care of her siblings due to these circumstances. On the morning of June 12, 1991, Veronica was getting ready with her siblings for school. And it was the day of the solar eclipse. And students had to view the solar eclipse under the teacher's guardianship. Before the solar eclipse time, teachers are telling their students in a class about it. What is a solar eclipse? Teachers inform them that in ancient times, people used to sacrifice someone during a solar eclipse. Moreover, it was also believed that the old person's spirit can be called in this world by anyone. While discussing, it is also shown to us in the class that Veronica was not interested to view the solar eclipse. Rather, she is planning something with friend Rosa. At one side, all students are moving upstairs to view the solar eclipse, while Veronica goes into the school basement with her friends Rosa and Diana, where they were going to conduct a seance. They wanted to contact the spirit of anyone through the spirit board. Diana yearned to call her friend's spirit who had died a month before in an accident. And Veronica wanted to call her father's spirit. First of all, they place Veronica's father's photo in front of the spirit board. And they attempt to contact his spirit. 3 girls place the hand on a glass cup and also get the immediate response. That glass cup begins to move on the response of spirits. And that glass cup is too hot that Rosa and Diana pull their fingers back. Veronica was the only one who was accomplishing this seance. That glass cup is broken at the time of the solar eclipse. Veronica's finger is injured and bleeds because of the broken glass cup. This blood is dripped on the spirit board. Veronica is silent like a dummy and that spirit board is divided into 2 parts breaking. Meanwhile, the unusual activities started in the basement. And Diana starts screaming. Veronica whispers of words lying down on the ground. And suddenly she shouts in a satanic voice, losing her senses. Then we are shown that Veronica is in the ward of her school's hospital. She is being checked by a doctor. Doctor thinks that the reason for her unconsciousness is the iron deficiency. And she should be careful with her food. And when she is returning to house with her siblings, then she observes a school resident nun who is continuously staring at Veronica. People used to call this nun death. And above all, this nun was blind. Now the question is aroused that how was she staring at Veronica? Different things happen with Veronica even reaching home. She is frozen at dinner time. Moreover, the claws mark starts to appear on her body while bathing her brother Antonita, then she hears some sounds from her room. And she is locked in that room pursuing these sounds and she hears her brother Antonito's voice in that locked room. Anyhow, coming from the room, she moves into the lavatory where Antonito is shouting sitting in the bathtub. Someone had opened the hot pipe valve, as a result Antonito's body was burnt. Then Veronica immediately brings Antonito out the bathtub and uses ointment for burnt body. At the same night, Veronica dreams of her father who is calling her. Then Veronica is pulled by the many appeared hands. Veronica's father was also turned into a black ghost. And he orders an attack on her. After that Veronica is awakened. She finds everything normal. Veronica goes to school in the coming day but her friend Rosa is ignoring her. After being upset, she moves to the basement and meets Nun Death. Nun Death informs her that Veronica has committed a blunder calling the ghost spirits. While doing it, her father's spirit did not come in this world but Satan's spirit. And that Satan is always with Veronica even still now. It is also revealed by Nun Death that when she used to see satanic things before her. But she damaged her eyes after facing irritation. But she knew later that human sight is not necessary to view such things. Before leaving, the nun informs Veronica that she is responsible for caring for and protecting her siblings. Veronica draws protective symbols in all rooms after these occurrences in order to keep the satanic spirit far. But it does not happen as such, that Satan burns all protective symbols easily. Then we also see with it, that spirit is choking Lucia's throat to kill her. And Veronica attempts to save her. As a result, Lucia is afraid and says that Veronica is choking her throat, not anyone else. Veronica explains on it that Satan has actually arrived in our house and it was doing this. And she was just protecting Lucia from it. Veronica again dreams at the same night. She dreams that her sister is biting her teeth and her brother Antonito is also choking her. And her mother is scolding her with it. And frightening all these, Veronica is awakened. Rising from her bed, she finds a blood-soaked bed. And there was black mark under the mattress. It was seeming, as that mattress had been burned. While checking all mattresses of the house, she finds the same burn mark on all. And it was appearing from that mark as someone had tried to burn it. And above all, that black mark was indicating Satan. Antonito tells Veronica that his father came to meet him that night. And he said, "I will bring you with me." Hearing it, Veronica is afraid and relates to her brother, that there is no need to follow anyone. And closing eyes and ears, he should call Veronica so that she may come. Meanwhile, Veronica meets Nun Death again and asks help to avoid these spirits. Nun tells her that they had left their seance incomplete on that day. Consequently, that Satan left behind here. They have to conduct seance so that Satan may be sent back. Then Veronica moves to Rosa's house and asks her to conduct a seance in order to send Satan back. Rosa refuses to help. In this way, Veronica is left alone. Then she decides to conduct this seance with her siblings to get rid of all these occurrences. And Veronica conducts a seance with her siblings after fixing the spirit board. Veronica asks Antonito to draw the protective symbols on the wall, but he draws the invocation symbol mistakenly. Conducting the seance, Veronica asks Satan to leave this world. But that spirit refuses. She tries to get Satan out from this world by reading the different books. But he appears in complete figure before attacking them. Veronica calls the police in fear while Antonito is taken by Satan. Veronica's sisters Lucia and Irene run out the house avoiding all these, while Veronica returns back to her house in search of Antonito. Then she knows that he is locked in her room. And she tries to communicate with him. But Antonito does the same which was said by Veronica. Closing his eyes and ears, he is calling Veronica. Afterward, Veronica feels awkwardness in herself. But reality was this: Satan was neither in this world nor in the house but in Veronica. And a great secret is exposed here, that Antonito was burned in the bathtub by Veronica. But she rescued her, coming into her consciousness. Moreover, she was the same who was choking her sister's throat. Coming into senses, she stopped all that. Otherwise, Veronica was the cause of all occurrences at home. And the purpose of spirit was to possess Veronica. When Veronica comes to know that she is the root of all happenings, then she tries to cut her throat with the broken piece of glass. But she is stopped by Satan. Police officers also arrive there during this situation. And police officers are left astonished seeing this occurrence. Because Veronica's body was in the air. Then she falls down, losing her senses. Police officer brings Antonito and Veronica outside the house. And they take Veronica in an ambulance. Detectives look at the fallen things in the surroundings. Then suddenly they notice Veronica's photo in a frame, which is burned immediately. Then they get news of Veronica's death. She is no more. After that, the detective makes a report on this case. Here, he declares that the root of all these occurrences was the spirit, who had come in our world because of the incomplete seance. What's more surprising is that it was the first police case in which the spirit was mentioned. Thanks for watching. Do you like this type video? Then subscribe my channel Suspense Recapped.